What's up, guys? It's Superpower here, and I will be bringing you a set today. Today will be Braviary. Now, today also happens to be the American Veterans Day, and, well, I'd like to take a moment of silence for the veterans right now. Thank you guys so much for helping, defend the country, but, let's just get right to the set, and here we go. Today will be Braviary, if I have not already said that, and if you have not read the title and you cannot tell by looking at the screen. But, yeah, here we go. We got 3 sets today, as you can tell right here, 1, 2, and 3. And, let's just get started. Let's look at Braviary's base stats first. It's got 100 HP. It's got 123 attack. It's got 75 defense, 57 special attack, 75 special defense, and 80 speed, which is okay. Now, let's go into stats, like breaking down stats. He's got great HP, so he could definitely fill the role of like a bulky sweeper or you know, something along those lines of like taking hits, taking ice shards, taking that stuff, you know. He's got great 123 attack now. You do have Mega Mewtwo and other Pokemon like that with like 190 base offenses, and well, like Mega Rayquaza has like 180, but Braviary is actually still very strong, especially if you're going to play on Smogon, where you have tiers. And Braviary is very strong for its tier, so, yeah. Its defenses are pretty trash. It's 75-75, which is okay, I mean, if it's sweeper, but it is a bulky sweeper with 100 base HP, and so 75 defenses aren't the best. Now, it's mostly going to be focusing on offense, so 75 base defenses are okay, especially with 100 HP, so it's pretty usable. Its special attack is 57, and that's very good because you want more attack, not special attack. So all these sets will be running offensive, and luckily he only has almost 60 points in special attack, which is pretty good. You don't want too much in the stat that you're not going to use. He is not a mixed sweeper, so this should be fine. Now it does have 80 base speed, which is great if you want to run a Choice Scarf set, because you can't outspeed a lot of the metagame with just 80 base speed. And that becomes one of its most valid sets. Now, here we go, and we'll start this set. Now, Braviary, he just happens to be an RU, rarely used. Now, I would say he's pretty underrated, as most rarely used Pokemon are. Let's scroll down here and look. So, you've got Ambipom. You've got, let's see, Amoonguss. You've got Exploud. It's hilarious because Fletchender's in here too. You got Heliolisk, the Hitmons, Jellicent, Rhyperior, Reuniclus, Tangrowth, Whimsicott, Wobbuffet. Yeah, these guys are all pretty decent. I mean, they are pretty decent. They're all very underrated, and they're rarely used, which is why they're in rarely used. But like, they are still pretty decent. A lot of these guys are very, very good. He only has a base stat total of 518, which is pretty decent though. But his abilities, he has Defiant, which is like the best ability he can have, and it's essentially boosts your attack by two stages for every time somebody lowers your stat. So let's say you get hit by a crunch and your defense gets lowered by 1 stage. Well, your attack is now going to be +2. So that is very, very good. So that's pretty cool. Keen-Eye, you won't really be using it, and then Sheer Force, you won't really be using it either. Because I believe most of its moves are that can take advantage of Sheer Force are like, you know, special type attacks, stuff like that. So I know a lot of people don't run Sheer Force. So yeah. For the first set, you are going to want to be running Choice Band, and what that does is said right there, and this will basically give him so much power. You got that base 120 attack, and along with Choice Band, and he's going to be dealing damage like a tank. Although in Pokemon, most tanks are walls, but yeah. So for its EVs, you want to maximize its attack, and you want to maximize its speed as well. And I just put the rest into defense. That's mostly it now. Yeah, so its happiness level, you are going to want to run 0 happiness. And the reason why is because we're going to be running frustration here. And basically what that does is you lower your happiness so much that he gets so mad that he does so much damage. So you want to make sure your happiness is 0. But frustration is a little bit hard to use in the game, so if you want to use it in the game, I would say run return. It's not as competitive, but frustration is very, very, very hard to, use, so. Because every time you step outside, its damage output gets lower. So, now you want to run Brave Bird as its great stab. It's got base 120 power with 100% accuracy, so that's very strong. U-turn is going to be there to scout out moves. Hit them, get out. Especially with Choice Band, it's going to be doing a lot of damage. Now, Superpower is also going to be very strong because it has that same power and same accuracy as Brave Bird. However, it lowers your user's attack and defense by 1. Now, this provides awesome coverage, and in addition, you are Choice Banded, so which means that most of the time you are not going to be staying in for very long. So you just get in there, deal some major damage, and then come right back out. Now, that's about it for this set. You are going to want to watch out to, as a whole, on Braviary as a whole, you are going to want to watch out of Stealth Rock, because that will really hurt you. And some teammates that you could bring are Ice Resists, like Steel types, who will also take resist to Ice, Rock types, and if you bring a Steel Ground, like Steelix, then he will also have immunities to Electric, which are its weaknesses. So, in addition, Braviary will be able to break down a lot of the walls that you see. So it can provide a huge powerhouse sweeper for your team. So that can help out some like other users who basically need their opponent's team to be weakened before, And also Stealth Rock users and other hazard users will really help with this guy because he basically relies on Stealth Rock to basically want to kill everything. So so that goes for all sets. Now, another set that you can run is Jolly with Choice Scarf. Now, you notice that this one is Adamant, which basically focused on attack. This one is going to focus on speed. You are going to have Choice Scarf, which is essentially the speed variation of Choice Band. And this one you actually want, your happiness can be whatever, but I would say 0 is the best. But like I said, if you want to run return, which is why I put that there, you can run return as well. And frustration is there, same thing. Now, you want to run the same move, and it's essentially the exact same set, except you are running Jolly and Choice Scarf. As for the third set, this is actually a substitute with Bulk Up, Roost, Brave Bird set. Now, if you've ever seen Talonflame on the Will-O-Wisp Bulk Up set, if you've seen any of my videos where I use it, I will be uploading. I'm starting to use Talonflame Will-O-Wisp Bulk Up. I'm not sure if I've uploaded any yet, but I will start to use them. So, I know that I am uploading one right now. So, yeah. For this one, you want to run 44 speed, just to outspeed a little bit of your threats, and then go ahead and put the rest into HP. Now, I would actually run 248 HP, and then I would maximize your, or not maximize, but raise your special defense a little bit more. If you want to run additional speed calcs to help beat a little bit more, outspeed a little bit more stuff, I'm pretty sure that 4 does not go into anywhere except beating NFEs, but Anyways, you do want to put the rest into special defense because you are going to use bulk up to raise your defense. Now, what this does is it raises your attack and defense by 1 stage. So, you want to maximize your special defense as best as you can with 216 special defense and Careful Nature, which raises your special defense. So, that's basically why you want to run that. Leftovers is going to be there for healing every turn, and along with Roost, it's going to help you survive a lot of time. And then Brave Bird is also going to be dealing a lot of recoil, so you want Leftovers and Roost to both help aid you in getting rid of that recoil. And then Substitute is there, in addition with Leftovers and Roost, because you will be taking off 1/4 of its max HP. So Leftovers plus Roost will help make up for the damage output, damage at you from Substitute and Brave Bird. Now, Substitute will help you get rid of those status before they hit you. So you can go with Substitute on a predicted Will-O-Wisp and a predicted Toxic, so they will not affect you. But they do take off a chunk of your HP. Now, this will also help you set up bulk up, especially if they cannot touch you. They have to take their time and break the sub while you can get free bulk ups. So, especially on a switch, predicted switch, this can really help you out. So that's about it, guys. Braviary is pretty decent. It's very underrated, especially with these 3 sets. It can really deal a great amount of damage. Yeah. Now it's time for Did You Know? Did you know that Braviary is based off of an American bald eagle? That is why, I used him for celebrating American Veterans Day today. Also, it is based on a war. It's based off of a war eagle, I guess you could say. It's kind of based off of war, which is why it's got talons and such stuff. And it's also based off an eagle, which I already told you about the bald eagle and stuff. It's also based on something from the horoscope. Braviary represents August in the horoscope, and that's pretty cool. That's about it, guys, for today. If you liked, leave a like, and if you liked, then also subscribe and blah 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 and blah blah blah.